What's up, everyone? It's your boy Scott. Welcome to the Scott Report. As today, I just wanted to take some time out and talk about Promised Neverland in extension, because this last chapter was so big that I felt that I needed to expand on something a little bit more. I know I still got some reviews to get out for this week, but my schedule is going to be a little bit crazy this week, so I'll try to get everything else out as much as I can. But what I want to talk about and some news that I got about Promised Neverland today was so big that I had to touch base and talk with you guys just in case you aren't in the know. So first and foremost, there's rumblings. There's been whispers that Shirai, the mangaka, has done an interview stating that the Promised Neverland is now 50% complete. What? Wow, that is amazing. Our story is halfway done. I have the link in the description to the Japanese link because I can't read it. I just did translate. But this comes from Yonko Productions over on Twitter, who is a very credible source when it comes to things regarding Shonen Jump. And this is where this news comes from, that the Promised Neverland is 50% complete. Now, that doesn't mean that we should get worried. That doesn't mean that we should alarm anything. That also doesn't mean that the Promised Neverland is going to end in approximately another 73 chapters. It just means that the series itself has reached its halfway point. And after chapter 73, that's very apparent, as we have finally made ground with the reveal of William Minerva. We've seen his face, we know his intentions, we know his real name, we know what he wants to do, and we know where the direction of the series can go for the second half. But just because it says it's 50% complete, that doesn't mean that it's going to be approximately that time. I mean, look at things like One Piece, for example. Oda said that One Piece was 50% complete like 3 or 4 years ago, and One Piece is going on 20 years now. So we could very well get another 20 years of One Piece. And I think ever since he made that announcement, it's only been like maybe a 5 or 10% progression in the story. Also, this reminds me of Nanatsu no Taizai, like back in 2014 when the anime was going on, around chapter 100 or so, it was revealed that Nakaba wanted to actually only have 3 arcs of 7 Deadly Sins, and that is still going on right now, even though technically we are still in that 3rd arc. Just because something's 50% complete doesn't mean that it's going to end anytime soon, because the author, he can keep adding to the source material, and it may just be the halfway point of what he has planned. Again, with the Promised Neverland, and of course, obviously this is going to be spoiler territory, we know the goal now. We know that William Minerva wanted to shatter the promise in either 3 ways. He either wanted the kids to just escape, he wanted them to start war, or he just wanted them to find salvation and stay out of it altogether. So the series can go in many ways, but for the most part, now that the kids have escaped, now that Minerva has been revealed, that opens up a lot of places where the story can go. There's still plenty of time, and I know we're going to get a time skip in this story. We're going to have to move a little bit forward to when the kids are at least late teens before this story is going to end. So with that being said, I don't think there's anything to be alarmed about. We shouldn't have to fear about Promised Neverland ending anytime soon. It's just knowing that now we are in the second half. So now on to the second news. Or not exactly news, more like confirmation that we got in the last chapter that Norman is more than likely 100% alive, especially with this kid Adam muttering his number 22194 in the last chapter. Norman has a bigger role and bigger importance in this story to me than I initially thought he would have. I mean, of course, when he got shipped off, we all knew in our hearts that he wasn't dead. I see it as what happened in chapter 73 as confirmation that he is still out there, and his existence is going to be very big, as he's going to be the key to something really big. And what I think it is, and I know you guys also had the same theory, that Norman is a clone of William Minerva. Let's just go ahead and get that from under the rug, and let's go ahead and put that out there as fact until proven otherwise. Because as of late especially, we have been seeing like these test tubes, we've been seeing vaults, we've been seeing, almost as if these kids were being made or some type of cloning is going on. And what I think is going on with Norman is that Norman is a clone of James Watari, aka William Minerva. We've actually seen some characters that actually looks almost exactly like Norman, to the point where we were confused and wondering if it was him himself. So I wouldn't doubt there's more people going around. And Norman has to be a clone of William Minerva or James Rotari, whichever you want to call him at this point now. Either he has some type of DNA within him that's going to be very important to this war or whichever decision that decides to go on, or maybe he is going to be the one that has to carry out the dream that James could not do. I mean, the kid, as we finally seen William Minerva's face, he is a spitting image almost of an older Norman. This isn't the first time we've seen somebody like that too, because remember way back when we got Mama's backstory and the person that she was in love with, that person looked like Norman, so we were wondering if Norman was her child, only to get swerved to find out that Ray was her child. So he's probably this guy's, I don't think he's his exact offspring. I think he's being cloned. And I think what we're seeing with Adam is Adam's the failed version of what he wanted Norman to be. And this is why his number is so important, because Norman is the perfect clone that is going to be needed for the big end game of the series, or at the very least to find him. And once they do find him, he's going to open something big. Which leaves the nagging question of where is Norman right now? I always felt that once he was shipped off, he was sent to that lab that Crone came from. Maybe he's being put to work in some type of lab to either grow up to be a scientist or being used for something else. Maybe he's even still being cloned. We don't know. And now that we have the aspect of the human world and the demon world both existing in Promised Neverland, he could be on either one of these sides. Now, it might be a little bit far-fetched for him to be on the demon side of things, because that'll be backpedaling a little bit, especially with the kids finding out about Goldie Pond and getting there and seeing the side of things that the demons were on. I think the whole reason that he was shipped off was to go to the other side to begin with. And now with Peter Rotari, William's brother or James' brother, now being into the fray as someone who is at arms with the demon, who still keep up the promise, he's probably one of those people that's going to be there. I don't know. It's just crazy where you can go with this series. For all we know, Norman could be somewhere, and somebody knows how important he is going to be to this series. Whether it's going to be Peter Rotari himself, some demon somewhere, Musica, Sungju, Mama herself, somebody knows how important Norman is, and this could be the reason why he was shipped off to begin with. And I think that would be a really nice swerve if Mama actually sent him somewhere where he can help later on, because I went back and forth with how I feel about Mama, whether she truly was a villain, and we saw that she was just doing what she needed to do to survive. But deep down, she wants to escape like everybody else, and we can see that with her and the rest of the kids, with Phil and all those guys that she's taking care of right now. And I would love to get back to her. It feels like we have not seen Mama in a year, and it's been almost that long. I mean, we haven't seen Mama, Phil, and everybody at Grace Field for quite some time. It probably has been almost a year, because I think it was late 2016 or maybe early 2017 was the last time that we saw Mama and Phil and what they're up to. So it'll be interesting to know that maybe we know how smart Phil is. Maybe Phil is doing his thing to actually start finding clues around, because we found out in chapter 72 and parts of 73 that there's, you know, interests in ways to escape in every one of the 3 major houses. So I wonder if they're finally getting to that point, and I cannot wait till they decide to save Mama. I think that's where it's gonna go. I mean, Phil, he is a very smart kid. He's a very intelligent kid, and I think he's probably going to formulate a plan, if not Mama herself, to get out of there. And it's going to be so heartfelt when he's going to be like, come on, come with us. You care. Let's go ahead and get out of here. You let everybody else escape. Let's get your freedom too. But not to get off of the fact at hand, which is Norman. His whereabouts is very important and very big to this story. And now things are starting to click and be more understandable of why he's been kept in the shadows for so long, because he is going to be the key to something big, and I cannot wait to find out what that is. Again, I think because he is either an exact clone or he has the DNA of William Minerva within him, that's going to unlock either some type of weapon, or it's going to be something really big to the series that can topple the foundation of this promise between the humans and the demons. And I cannot wait to get to it. So guys, I just wanted to get that out. It was on my mind about, like, you know, where's Norman? Promised Neverland's ending, and his importance overall, and the fact that he is a clone. I mean, it's no doubt that if he's not a clone himself, it might even be something weird, like, well, maybe William Minerva's brain is within this kid. You never know with the Promised Neverland, but the fun is always finding it. So let me know some of your thoughts and theories in the comments below. If you liked the video, go ahead and drop that like, and if you want to hear more, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, as there's not shortage of content you indulge on his channel. As I always say, you guys can be anywhere on YouTube right now, but you chose to listen to me. I really appreciate that, so thanks for stopping by. On that note, it's your boy Scott signing out. See you soon.